Hi everyone, today on Cal B and Rocko Cat we are going to see if we can quantify why my HB35plus is my #1 guitar. And what I've done is I've bought a few measuring gauges, and the first thing you'll see in the measuring gauges is the radius. Now the radius is put in there. It's not a good view. I'm going to try and give you a better view with a snapshot here. Get a little light on the subject. Hopefully it'll show it off a bit better. Okay. Hope you can see the number 12 there. And that's the number 12. It is a 12 degrees of radius, or 12 inches of radius. If you made the circle, that's what it would be. Now another thing about this guitar is how low, and that's the 64th of an inch. Right there will be another. I'll try and get a shot of this. Let's see. This will be edited for a better viewing. So as you can see right there, it's just about 4. And that's straight across the board. Now let me see if I can get a shot. There we go. And that's right across from the lowest E to the highest E. Now one last thing I can check as far as these measurements go is with these thickness gauge spacers. Now if I recall, it should be at about 12 1/1000ths. So let's have a look. It should be 0.012 if I can find it. Okay, here it is, 0.012. Now that's the sort of space it should be under the 1st fret, and there it is, just touching that little bit. And that's exactly where it should be set. So this guitar was set up by the people who manufactured it back in 2021. I purchased this guitar December of 2021, right around Christmas, and right out of the box it's been my favorite guitar. Now we're going to go through a couple other things, like what the pickups are rated at, split and unsplit. I'm going to measure the nut and a few other things. Be right back. Okay, this is what it measures at the nut, 41.99 millimeters. Switching to inches, 1.6530. Now let's take this down to the 12th fret and see where we are at. Do it this way, a little easier. And down at the 12th fret, we're at 52.18, and that translates to 2.0540. And we're going to go right down to the base, here of the fretboard, And that measurement becomes 57.7778, somewhere around there, very tight, or 2.2745 inches. Now the other thing to measure is how thick it is. So we're going to start at the first fret and measure how thick this is. So let's give it a try. There we are. And at the first fret it is 0.6930 inches, or let's move that over to 1.759 or 17.59 millimeters. That's better. Okay, now we're going to go down to the 12th fret and do the same. Here we are. That becomes now 19 millimeters, or 0.7480. And lower down you get into the heel of the bridge territory, and that comes out at 51.75 millimeters, or 2.0375 inches. Alright, so much for those measurements. Now I set this at 20K. You can see the multimeter here. It's a standard Mastercraft from Canadian Tire. And you got your hot and your ground. So I'm going to try and just give a quick measure using this cable. And like all cables, everything wants to tie up. Okay. So this is on the bridge. Can you read it? Let's do a little thing where we lean it up. Get this little bottom up. That's got a decent view to it. And we're going to go first on the bridge. There we go, the bridge pickup, 8.23. Now we're going to be switching it to the middle. .15, and up to the neck. .37. Oh, 8.36. Right, now we're going to try splitting it with the tones here. No, it's the volume pots that split. Okay, so we're at the neck still. Okay, 4.2 at the neck. Split. .08, and now on the bridge split, 4.14, which is about right. Okay, so that's those measurements. Alright, the last thing we're going to do is a few clean tones on the monoprice. That's split on the bridge. Now on humbucker mode. Over to the neck. This is split. Love how rich this is. I even always roll off the tone. Give it a little more bass. So under clean like this, your Gary Moore sound comes out. I forgot to do one last thing, and that's to weigh the evidence. And there you see, 7.514 pounds, or yeah, 7.516 pounds, and that translates into 3.409 kilos. So, not a heavy guitar, even though it's a little big at the base as far as width goes, but it's still my number one. And of course, here's my number one cat. In the afternoon, doing what he does the best. He sleeps. The only movement I'm going to get out of him is moving the camera like this, up and down, up and down. Cal B for Cal B and Rocko Cat saying, be happy everyone, simply be happy. See you next time.